Here now, a champion of the free markets, Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul. Senator Paul, it's a pleasure. Welcome back to Freedom Watch.
Good to be with you, Judge.
Does the president have an enemies list? Is Boeing on it? And is anybody else you and I and our viewers know likely to be on it?
Well, I ask exactly that question. We had a press conference the other day with the governor of South Carolina, two senators from South Carolina, as well as a congressman. And I said, look, does the president have an enemies list? It looks like this is a Republican state. It's a right-to-work state. And just the week previously, the president had announced that he wants to know who you've contributed to. If you do work for the government, he wants to know who you've been contributing to. And I'm guessing if you've given to a Republican, are you on the enemies list? I mean, I really think we should not be using the bully form of government to reward our political contributors.
You know, it's one thing for government to do things to create an atmosphere in which their contributors may thrive. It's another thing for the government to do things that trample people's rights. I mean, this is the heart of federalism. Boeing doesn't like the laws in Washington, so they're moving to South Carolina. This is the heart of the free market. Boeing is investing money in South Carolina, which produces more wealth than was there before they invested it. And the power of the federal government in the form of an administrative agency, the National Labor Relations Board, is interfering with this. Nowhere is this authorized under the Constitution.
Here's the amazing thing about it. Boeing has already built the plant. Boeing has already spent $1 billion. The plant's ready to open and start making planes in the next few weeks. And now they're going to shut them down? It's inconceivable they could do this. But you're exactly right. We have differences between the states, and it's one of the beauties of our country and the beauties of federalism is that states with lower income taxes or no state income taxes attract business. States that are right to work attract business. In fact, right to work states, there's 22 of them, are gaining jobs like crazy, and the states that don't have right to work are all losing jobs. Recently, you know, they had Illinois raising all their tax rates and saying they're going to go after anybody that does business with Amazon. Well, one of the companies immediately moved across the line to Wisconsin to get away from them.
Well, one can understand that. Hopefully Wisconsin won't kick them out, as the NLRB has attempted to do with Boeing. I'm particularly offended, and I'm glad you raised it, Senator Paul, with the president trying to force contractors who do any business with the federal government to divulge to whom they've made political contributions. I mean, political contributions are, in some circumstances, not public information. This is what the courts call forced speech, compelling someone to speak about an essentially private matter before the government will do business with them. Are we in danger of sort of a Richard Nixon-like paranoia here? If you gave money to my opponent, then the government, so long as I'm ahead of the executive branch, is not going to do business with you?
Well, it's really particularly bad because it's after the fact. It's not like we have some kind of campaign finance reform where we're saying, you know what, if you want to do business, you have to agree to this disclosure. I actually think that I would make part of the federal contracts a rule that says that you do have limitations. That's the one campaign finance reform that I think would actually pass constitutional muster. Not that you force everybody, but you say through the contractual process, if you want to work for the federal government, you sign an agreement in advance. Right. This is not that. This is after the fact, going back and saying, who have you been contributing to? And the implication is, if you've been giving money to Republicans, the current administration is not going to do business with you.
The Treasury Department today revealed that it will hit the debt ceiling on Monday. Now, it's going to cook the books a little bit so that they can continue to borrow until August when the Congress is on vacation. So we'll go through another one of those crazy midnight dashes for a vote before everybody scatters to the four corners of the earth. What's the latest on the debt ceiling from the Republican side in the Senate? Is there a single Republican there who'll vote to raise it?
Well, I don't think so, but I think our message to the president needs to be, Mr. President, step up and tell the country we will not default. There's no reason to default. We bring in, through tax revenue, $200 billion a month, and our interest payments in the order of $10 to $20 billion a month. We have plenty of money. There's no reason we should ever default. The reason the left does not want to take it off the table, the reason they want to threaten default, is they want to force us into giving them our imprimatur, saying that we agree with all of this government. But what I've been telling them at home is, I say, look, they can't be trusted with your money up here. They can't account for what you've given them. So by no means give them any more money up here. They aren't to be trusted.
Before I let you go,
yeah.
Before I let you go, Freedom Watch is going to be in Exeter, New Hampshire tomorrow. Are you by chance going to be up there?
No, but I heard that another Paul might be up there, and there might be some news being made up there.
We'll be watching just as much as we appreciate you being on with us, Senator Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Judge.
The price of